Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, I took the rest of yesterday off. I didn't look through the news stories at all, and I got up at 2 a.m. as usual this morning, and I started looking through the stories to see what I was going to talk about in this video. And I couldn't find anything, trending. I went to TMZ and all the everything trending going on in the news. Because I came across a couple articles making fun of Ron DeSantis. And at first, I looked at these articles and the headline and everything, and I thought they were kind of petty. If you've watched my channel at all, you know I'm a liberal Democrat, so I'm no fan of Ron DeSantis, but that's not the reason I'm making this video. I'm not making fun of him at all. Quite the contrary. I actually have some pity for him at this point, and I'll tell you why. So these articles are making fun of him. They said the initial article said something about picking his nose or looking uncomfortable, right? So I thought, this is just something petty. There's a picture of him maybe rubbing his nose, maybe an awkward moment caught on film. So I kind of skipped over it, and I saw the article pop up again and again. And then I saw the reference to drug use. And if you don't know my channel, if you don't know me, I'm a recovering addict. I was using cocaine from the time I was 18 years old to the time I was 40. And in the beginning, I started using it because it made me the life of the party. And at the end, I was a full-blown addict, and I was cross-addicted to opiates, to heroin. I sold it, I used it, I smoked it. And when I watched this video, like I said, I've been clean and sober for 17 years now, coming up on October 23rd. When I watched this video, I don't know any other word to say, but shocked. I was shocked. I would have never thought this. If I saw anybody else, if I saw anybody, period, doing the hand motions, and it's not just rubbing his face, it's what his hands are doing. If you're not familiar with the drug cocaine, when you first start using it, you go up and then you come down. It activates the pleasure center of your brain, and it makes you very lively. But the thing is, the more you use it, the more you have to use it. The faster, this is the best way to describe it to you guys. The faster you go up, and then the quicker you come down. The highs get lower, and then the depressions get deeper, and you start doing this what do we call geeking, where your jaw starts moving involuntarily. And there was times when every night when I would use, at the end when I was in like 38, 39, 40 years old, I would get a quarter ounce, I'd come home, I'd use the drug all by myself, and I'd go through the whole thing, and it'd be about 2 or 3 in the morning, and I'd have to go get more. And then in my mind, I'd be terrified because I knew I couldn't control these hand movements. It's just like involuntary, your hands do it, your fingers do it, you're pouring sweat, and rubbing your face and the jaw. We call it geeking. You start grinding your teeth back and forth like that and rubbing your mouth. When I watched this video, it wasn't just one thing. It was like a half dozen things that I saw. I would have never expected this. I could say within 99.9, if I saw anybody else, if I saw anybody, period, doing the exact same motions, the exact same thing that Ron DeSantis is doing in this video, I would think beyond a shadow of a doubt, 9.99999% certainty that this person is using cocaine. When I watched this video, I was honestly shocked. I'm no fan of Ron DeSantis, but I'm not saying it because of that. If I had to pick between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, if there was no choice between Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump, I would probably pick Ron DeSantis. Like I said, I am no fan of either one, but I think Ron DeSantis would be less dangerous for the country. And I'm not saying this because I don't like him. I'm not saying this to make fun of him. It's quite the contrary. And the weird thing is, in this video, I think he's talking about drug cartels. When I first watched this video, I had to check it because I wasn't even sure. I was so shocked. And plus the fact that he's actually talking about drugs in this video, that I thought it might be AI or something like that. But there's actually people that were there that actually saw him doing this, doing these things. And like I said, it's not just one thing. It's the jaw movements. And the more I watch it, especially at the end, when he starts making these lip movements like this, it's like involuntary. And then the rubbing the way his fingers are moving, the sweat, the fidgeting, the facial movement, what looks like involuntary facial movements. There's only one explanation I can think of this. Like I said, when I first saw this, I was like, oh my God, Ron DeSantis is actually using this substance. Like I said, and there's always an off chance that I could be wrong, but I've been in and out of at least 13 detoxes and rehabs. And I mean 13 over like 5 years, and I've seen bipolar people, I've seen people with the flu, and like I said, I'm 100%, 99.99% certain when I watched this video. I couldn't believe it. Like I said, it's not just one thing. Initially, I started using this drug to give me confidence, and I think about how his daily routine. And then the more you use it, the faster you go up and the quicker you come down. And you get into you start what we call geeking, where you can't control your body movements. Then you use more and you go up and down. This reminds me of, I had a date like when I was after I'd been using for 10 or 15 years, me and my buddy, and we picked up a quarter ounce, and we were outside the bar and we started using. And like I said, I went up fast and I came down, so I used more, and we were waiting for the girls to show up. And we did more and more sitting in the car, and it got to the point where I couldn't go in the bar to meet these girls. I was just sitting in the seat, and my jaw was going back and forth, and I was rubbing my face, and I was like, I can't go in there. So I look bizarre. I look like Ron DeSantis. It specifically reminds me of that incident. All I could say is I'm going to talk more about this in the future. I'm amazed. I really thought it was a petty article. I thought they were just making fun of him for some hand movement, picking his nose or something, something like that. But when I watched this video, being a recovering addict, I can't think of any other reason. Like I said, if I saw anybody on this whole earth doing the exact same things that Ron DeSantis is doing in this video, I'd be 100% certain that they're using cocaine. That's my opinion on this, having used the drug for 20 years. There's always a chance I could be wrong. I'm no medical professional, but it's about half dozen things I see him doing in this video. The link will be down below in the articles. I'll put the actual video right on top down below. Recovery is possible. I've been clean and sober for coming up on 17 years on October 23rd. Have a good Monday.